Hello there, my friends. This is a surprise pop-on because I actually didn't think I would be filming today because it has been the start of the wedding in India. And as I've said all along, you're here with me. And so we're going to live the moments together. I've just taken away my pink underlay because I didn't think it matched this piece. So first of all, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are well, and yeah, thanks for being here. So today I have been to, and my husband, as I said, day one of the wedding, which started at 8 and has gone for 6.5, nearly 7 hours. This is sort of a rest time before there's more activities later. We have had the most amazing day, and I'm going to talk about this piece in a moment, but I thought I would share with you my sari that I was gifted. This is, oh my gosh, it doesn't stay, Kalamkari silk, which is the traditional silk of southern India, and this is 9 yards. It's a 9-yard sari, so it's just heaven on a stick. This is one end, and these are known, they're traditional because originally they were done with pen and then later printed in blocks, but hand done. So I've got the tingles. Okay, so my friend's favorite color is red, and then she went to so much trouble to source pattern that just represented my story. So this is one part. It is filled with these symbols. Oh, I've got the tingles again. This is just the most beautiful fabric I have ever seen. So birds and birds on top, and then all along the bottom here is a border of flowers. You can see they're not perfect, which indicates the handmade nature of the work. So that goes all along, like there is so much fabric. And then, if I can find it, yes, this is the other part of the design, and you aren't going to believe how incredible this is. Well, you are, because I'm showing it to you and sharing. Look at these birds. Is that not so beautiful? Surrounded by flowers. So it's flower to flower with birds and lotus leaves and flowing in more. So like, here's an example of the ink. So it is truly hand done and just divine. So they're the borders I've showed you, and then all of the majority of the sari is in this design. So flower, flower, flower. So what an inspiration, what a joy. I could cry with joy. The detail, the thought, the design is incredible. So that's, I don't know whether I've shown you that or not, but so this was like for the first day, the reception day. So in terms of ceremonies, there was a pre-wedding ceremony with each of the families, and that was so touching to see the father and mother of the groom. You know, it was about their ancestry and like the handing down of the family name generation after generation, with fire, with gifts, with tokens, and many rituals. So it was absolutely beautiful. Then there was the engagement, several hours on. Oh, sorry, there was breakfast, a wedding breakfast in between, then an engagement, even though the couple had been engaged and gone through an engagement party in the US. They had it here with all the rituals, with all their relatives as well. So again, overwhelmed. People in the wedding party, multiple changes of outfits, the jewelry, the colour, absolutely divine. Now the lovely Amelia from Blowy, Tasmania, which means it's windy, has said, will I share a photo? I think I will, through my newsletter. It's not something that I like doing with myself and my husband, but yeah, I might include some photos of some glimpses. So there we are. That is Kate in a Nest bird gift in India from my dearest friend. So no words really describe that, so I had to share that with you. And then underneath here is my wedding gift to the couple. I've been working on this for quite a while and I haven't shared this, but I have bought it with me and I'm finishing it off with some particular pieces that I've got here. So basically it's a shrine, rectangular shape, that will hang, and I'll go through the front in a minute. But what I have added already since I've been here is this raw silk purchased in Chennai. So it really is a part of their home coming with them, with this symbol, which is either a peacock or the tree of life. So very culturally recognized. This has gone over the top, so that's the backing, over my original beige blanket that I love to stitch on. And up here, I was going to put a sleeve to put a rod through, or to give the couple choice what they did with this, whether it goes into a frame under glass, or gets hung on their wall, or just sits on a table. So that's going to be their choice if they so choose. But I did buy this fringe yesterday and I thought it's almost like, well, it's too good an opportunity because it could work as a hanger. So multiple nails or things on the wall could just go through here and it would hang straight. So that's Kate being innovative because of the pieces that have been provided. So, sorry, dark table, which I'm not used to, am I? I can see everything. Okay, so that's new today, or since I purchased. So that fabric and that. So why am I doing this now? You give the wedding gift at the wedding, which is tomorrow morning. Again, we have to be at the hall, the wedding hall, at 8 a.m. in the morning for another considerable amount of time of celebration. I may have said already, we just felt so welcomed. People were so kind and interested and you know, just appreciating the fact that we had come. Well, we were, you know, completely couldn't believe that we got to share in this absolutely magical event that is happening. So the history of this piece is it's got lots of me on it, and as I look at it, maybe I did show you some of it, I can't remember, but these are pieces, doily, my not childhood, but vintage cardigan with the buttonholes and the beads. I also wanted to look at the bride and to see whether she liked jewelry and beading and everything, and she is absolutely divinely beautiful and covered with the most amazing gems. And her engagement dress, my friend had actually had gold beading added to the sari. It's pink sari. I will include photos of her, but so divine. So I know that this will match their style if you like that, even though it is muted. I'm hoping it speaks of ancestry. This piece I got in New Zealand earlier in the year, and there are various, I was given that, was that by Beck? I think maybe. Doily with the little beading on it. Here's my cardigan again. Here's Mrs. Mum's cardigan. And I was doing this very much after I'd done Kelly May Krenz's first Shrine online workshop, which I still have access to, and it's always there. And so this is a, what do we call them? Milagro from Mexico with tiny golden stitches around it. And again, now that I've met the couple, I feel like I'm really inspired to finish this off so that they will appreciate it. And yeah, I'm excited to stitch it. So I've got very fine cotton here, and the reason for that is that down the bottom, this is the fringe of the French, you know me in the story, the French pelmet that I purchased in New Zealand earlier in the year. I keep saying that. And this is the braid that I bought yesterday at the store where I bought all my other fabrics, and that store was recommended by the groom's mum, my friend. So again, I've got a little bit of the old and the new, and always a story. So I felt this just finished off the bottom, which previously was, oh goodness, what have I done to myself? Was previously plain. I've left this cotton way too long, and that's going to get me in trouble. So let's just go with a single, and I'm just literally going to top stitch it over the top around these beads. So they come out a little bit over the top, so it's not perfect stitching because that's part of the style. So I've lost all track of what day it is because every day is a wonderful holiday and celebration at the moment, but I do think it's Sunday in most places. I've been watching Missy's YouTube, and it's so strange that, yeah, you feel, gee, it's not strange, it's wonderful that we feel connected, don't we, wherever we are in the world. Thank you for your beautiful comments on part 1 and part 2. And so, as I said, I wasn't planning to do this. I came home quite tired, but I've had a rest and was stitching away, and I thought, come on, Kate, you can, if you're stitching, just get on and share it with the kin. And here we are. So this has got a lot of vintage crochet embroidery. It's also where I did some of my first ever beading, and I'm going to finish it off with gold thread in everywhere I can see with seed stitch. So I'll zip along here, just hoping that you can be admiring this beautiful braid. Now I've shared this with my stitchy friends. I found out a lot of things about sari wearing, and also that in the South, the women the focus is so much on the fabric of the sari, and the trims are inbuilt. So this I didn't see on on saris today at the wedding. Apparently that's more of a northern one, and if you know more about these things than I do, please correct me if I'm not right. But what I noticed was the exquisite fabric that spoke volumes for itself. It does seem that there is a difference between the north and south. The chefs that have served the food, and we had an amazing breakfast, as I said, at the wedding, and we had a meal here in the hotel last night, and there are southern specialities, so we enjoyed learning about those. All right, so that is to be continued. You can see what I'm doing there. Let's get a little bit of this gold thread out, seeing it is a wedding celebration day. Scissors. So I could call this the wedding shrine. Or the wedding gift. I'm going to double up this gold because it gives more impact. The other thing I've got is, my friend said, have you finished your Chennai pouch yet? And the answer is no, I haven't. But I would like to take it to the wedding tomorrow and wear it. So because I know that my sari tomorrow is pink, and I actually have it here in the room with me, but I cannot put it on myself. I mean, that was an amazing process to be part of. I just stood there and it was like I was playing dress-ups for the first time in a very long time. I had two beautiful relatives of the groom dress me in my sari, and the draping and the calculation of height and where everything hangs was amazing. It took more than one go, but I will know to allow more time for that tomorrow. We also found it very formal as well as very relaxed, and yeah, just beautiful in every way. So no sense of rush. It's a time of gathering and family and celebration. There were fireworks, I think I told you that. There were rose petals thrown, there was rice thrown, gifts. We got welcome necklaces. Which of course are going into my collection. My husband actually got one that I didn't receive from the father of the groom, and I said, well, I'm having that, and he said, no, I think I'm going to keep this one. He's taken quite easily to the custom, and I have to say, looks very handsome in his. It's on when we bought it, it is Kurtha, so Kurtha is like a long, they call them pajamas, but he didn't look like he was in his pajamas. He's just been down for a swim to refresh after our long time. It was probably the hottest. People have been wondering about the weather. Yeah, quite humid today. And so I went up with a big running stitch, and now I've turned it into seed stitch. So all different length stitches, just to make this less wide. So I'll continue with tinkering until I feel that it is complete, and I am I'm so loving that it's got multiple, it's a multicultural piece, this one, with lots of things from me and others. So we might go over here now. Let's do a bit more gold. I don't want to keep you too long, and I am certainly looking forward to everything that's still ahead to come. My husband does want to have a practice on packing the suitcase with the fabrics, and I think that might be something that we do pretty soon. I didn't bring any beads with me, so I'll fill in these rest of the bits with stitching. So I'm going to turn this into a circle in the center of this little star. I'll leave that out at the moment. So quite overcome is what I was about to say. With my mind is racing, my senses are on fire, but most of all, I am just thrilled at being able to see for the first time in my life just, you know, what we all have in common, which is love for our children, our families, whether we have children or not, or big families or small families. Phil was talking to a very elegant English gentleman that I thought was maybe 50, and it turned out he was 75. Very, very wise, and he filled us in with lots of information, particularly that back in the day that the weddings could go for up to 7 days, because it was so important that families would travel and connect, obviously before the times of FaceTime and mobile phones, dare I say. So that's like a little half circle there, and let's go back this way. Trying to rush. I've turned out all the lights so that a giant, I hope you've been able to see that, yeah. So that the giant shadow didn't come all over. So we kept pinching ourselves and said, especially this morning when we woke up, we went, we've come across the world for a wedding and the day has arrived, and here it is. And it was beyond our even highest expectations. And we've still got more to go. So there we are. I don't want to rush this stitching, so I'm going to actually just finish there. I want to do it with meaning and gratitude and stitch the love in. So there you have it. A shrine with vintage collage and Chennai raw silk and braid, symbolic of the wonderful time that I'm having and sharing, and it's all because of the generosity and kindness of this community. I would not be here. So thank you all for the part you've had to play in it, and I'll see you again soon. Just get my fringy organized so you can see it. That looks a bit messy, but I need to finish all these sides. Okay, bye for now.